George, we've got a very exciting event coming up at Windham High School, which is going to be an outdoor performance for the theater students. Why outdoors?
Outdoor theater is really an extension of the type of theater program we can put on in high school as part of the curriculum. Theater itself originated as an outdoor activity back with the ancient Greeks. We can bring that historic connection in, but for myself, I just love doing outdoor theater. It has, of course, many of the same elements as indoor theater, but it's a much more enhanced environment. It's hard to describe until you've actually either been in a show, directed a show, or watched a show outdoors. There's something really magical about it.
Now, the storyline here is going to be a little bit interesting because it's going to be a classic Shakespeare play, but kind of framed in a modern movie style. Tell me about that.
Yes, we're taking Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream and using Indian Bollywood as the thematic structure for the play's world to be in. We have a number of genuine, authentic Indian costumes that the actors will be wearing. I've had some dance choreographers teach them Indian ethnic dance, Bhangra dance particularly, for some of the dance numbers. And we've been using music from a couple of Bollywood movies. So this should add, hopefully, an interesting and entertaining twist to the whole show.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy strikes. I'm supposed to be moving around.
It's really a whole different feel from being in the auditorium. Out here, like we're always walking through the audience to make entrances, walking around the football field, and we don't have to limit our actions just to the stage, but we can have kind of like a little sideshow going on as there is something important going on the stage. It's just people moving and running around.
How long have you been working on the play?
We've been working on it a lot. Every day after school we're here till about 5:30, and that's just for everyday rehearsals. Once the dress rehearsals kick in, we're going to be here till 6 to 10 on Friday. So we've been putting in a lot of hours, a lot of work. We've been trying really hard to make this an awesome performance outdoors.
Okay, we'll fade it out.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will steep themselves in night.
Genius,
4 nights will
Lysander,
quickly dream away the
Hermia,
time.
now.
And then the moon, like to a silver bow,
walk
new
normally.
beds in
Just
heaven,
walk
shall
easily.
behold the
That
night
should
of
be
our
the timing.
solemnities.
Go, Philip.
What's your role in the play?
I am Theseus, Duke of Athens. I am basically the person whose wedding is basically the center of the plot, and then the Duke is actually a pretty sympathetic character.
So the audience should like him.
Yes.
George, this is a brand new stage that you've put together for the performance. We're on the football field, or next to the football field. How much work was this to put together?
This was about 6 weekends of work with a group of students and some parent helpers. We built this from scratch. It's essentially plywood and 2x4s that we've constructed into 3x3 foot plywood squares that make up the surface of the stage, and we have 2x4 framing underneath it. Overall, the stage is about 36 inches high, which gives you a good amount of room for any construction additions that we need to put underneath. We'll have some special things in store with the stage itself in terms of entrances and exits. We'll just leave it at that, leave it a little mysterious. The stage has some flexibility too in terms of the size. It's 18 by 24 feet, but we could certainly expand it or reconfigure it.
This is Suzanne McKim. She's a parent volunteer at Windham High School, and Suzanne has the task of rounding out costumes for school performances. And Suzanne, tell me the story of how the costumes were rounded up for A Midsummer Night's Dream.
One of the students' family has donated all the costumes to us. They all come from India. They're all authentic Indian costumes, and So now we have the pleasure of having them in our possession for all the kids. And every single piece that's in the play is from India.
I understand that there'll be a special point in the performance for one of the key characters, Puck.
Yes.
We won't give that away, but something the audience should be looking for as they watch the show. And talk for a minute about the viewing experience here for the spectators. These look like they're going to be real good seats here up behind the stage.
I would think so. The comfort level for outdoor theater is very dependent on what the audience brings with them, meaning bringing blankets to sit on, cushions if they want, or chairs. There's some people who would just like to stand as well. I mean, that's possible. There's a small slope in front of the stage, so you've got good viewing from that angle. There's a flat area in the front part of the stage as well to sit and watch. So I think there are a lot of different venues to be able to enjoy this show.
So this sounds like it's a really cool play.
Yeah, it is, and people should come out to see it. It's got some very funny scenes, some clever puns, actually. Those who are into that kind of humor.
Is it something that people of all ages are going to like?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's kind of a little bit more aimed at the adult audience, just because it is about love, and so a 5-year-old isn't going to be like, oh, love story, great, but it's a fun show at most times, so it's for all ages.
George, tell us about the theater show times.
The shows are all at 7:30 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 20, 21, 22. The backup plan is if the weather is not good, we'll go inside the high school auditorium and hold a performance in there. We ask patrons to bring a lawn chair or a blanket to sit on because we're providing just natural ground, and it's a wonderful little venue that we have here. We built the stage from scratch.